Where's the volume? What happened?
Yeah.
Oh, there was no volume?
I didn't get any volume.
There was no volume.
Man. Well, that was a total fail. But welcome into the fourth episode of Consistently Inconsistent Sports. That was Joe Flacco, the now, well, still one-time Super Bowl MVP and champion, but number one in our hearts, number 5 in your program, and Pizza Hut's best spokesperson 2 years running, Joe Flacco.
Not to mention his Pepsi and Tostitos commercials. Now, those are a thing of beauty.
And who might that be? Is that Layton Markwood from Biloxi, from Columbia, Maryland, right?
Reporting live from Biloxi, Mississippi.
Right. From Columbia, Maryland. Reporting
from
live
Columbia,
in Biloxi, Mississippi. Per usual. How's it going, my friend?
Beautiful. Another beautiful day here in beautiful Biloxi, Mississippi. And we're just gearing up here for hunting season.
You getting your license? You gonna go out there and wrestle you some gators in them swamps?
Me a hog.
Trying to find me one of those armadillos and
you trying to be one of them dudes that wafts you up a hog and then has you a whole.
How you talking?
Then you have a whole litter of kids.
Oh God, is that what you call pig children? Litter? Like
I imagine that it's not something far. Like it's either like litter, school. Those are the only.
We should probably ask somebody who went. We should probably ask somebody who attended Arkansas University. They would probably know.
Yeah, where if you say the words like this video will now be banned in the state of Kansas because of what I'm about to say. Arkansas now officially banned from the state. But also here, my very good close personal friend Michael Kinslow from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina.
The Chunky Taco, the best from the West. Moved to the East because he's a beast, and now he's here with you. That's all I got.
Oh, I needed one more rhyme. One more rhyme. You left me on the cliff.
I'll try and think of a closer. End the show on a high note.
Well, guys, welcome in. Let's hop into what happened. What had happened was in this week, Pizza Hut has come up and snatched the pizza sponsorship rights for the NFL from Papa John's. They snatched it from the Papa.
Who's your daddy?
Yeah, exactly. Who's your daddy now? I don't know how much it was worth, but apparently Pizza Hut offered up that pretty penny. Pizza Hut's been having a lot of better deals online. It's like 50% off your
Dude, I got a large from them for like $7 the other day.
Yeah, I mean,
Colin,
Domino's won $6 for a medium 2-top.
I see you slipping in that Papa John's marketing in there as well. You just said they've been offering better deals. And what's the Papa John's? I know, but what's the Papa John's slogan?
Oh, I don't know.
Isn't it better pizza, better deals, Papa John's?
I think it's better pizza, better prices or something like that.
Yeah, better pizza, whatever.
Dude, maybe they can go sponsor like ice dancing.
Well,
Papa will have to jump on that, man.
I'll hit up John Shatner and see what he's down to do.
Well, we'll have to see what happens with these deals going forward. I mean, like, is this going to be a thing for everything now?
I don't know, because
for different things.
I looked into their partnership agreement a little bit, and I did a little digging, you could say, right? And all that I really got out of it was that Pizza Hut gets unique experiences to offer to fans, as well as NFL game tickets.
So what, kind of like the Bud Light package? They get to do some cool Super Bowl commercials and stuff, and do a sweepstakes on some pizza boxes.
Right. They're probably going to have some type of in-game engagement at like each NFL team. So it's like you can offer tickets, and then there's probably going to be like a Pizza Hut like pre-game party or some crap like that.
Yeah.
Buy on Sundays and get an extra 2-topping pizza and a 2-liter special for just $14.99. And if your team scores 28 points or more, then you get free cheese sticks. I can hear it now.
Dude, if you're a Saints fan or any high profile offense, you're like, yes, let's go. Cheese sticks.
Cheese sticks.
Philly,
If you're like the Browns and can't score a point, you're like, no.
Yeah. Like the Jags. The Jags are going to be like,
defense wins championships, not cheese sticks.
What if you hold the other team to less than 15 points?
It doesn't
free
count because
marinara,
that
at
doesn't make
least.
for good advertisement.
Right? Like, can I get a ranch dipping sauce?
No, that's an extra quarter. Well, let's see. Going on to the next thing, Adam Silver sends this memo out to league owners saying in the NBA, Adam Silver, commissioner of the NBA, says, yo, don't tank. We're trying to fix the draft here. They're fixing it so, like, the top 3 are really the ones affected by the ranking, by their records, and then everybody else is going to be fixed. So that's what they're trying to do to fix it, which I'm totally cool with. I'm down with that. Just a little bit of change. I don't want it to be like totally different, where it's just like where it's kind of like, isn't baseball different every year? Like everybody gets a chance.
I mean, it's a lottery.
Honestly, I get so confused by the baseball draft because it happens in the middle of the season.
It covers up like 48 hours of your Bleacher Report notifications, and then you're just like, what just happened?
I feel like a lot of the kids they draft too, like, never actually end up playing.
They drafted Russell Wilson in the third round,
like,
right? Like whatever that was.
Yeah, like I'm sure there's a bunch more examples of like college baseball players who went pro in a different sport that got drafted, like high school baseball players.
Okay.
Like, that's just odd to me, but
yeah, so with the tanking part of it, it's kind of like, well, I mean, I guess it's probably just because of what Mark Cuban said a week ago.
Yeah.
I mean, so we're just not going to see a headline saying, "Hey, we're tanking."
Right.
Right. This was just a memo to say, "Hey, everybody knows what you're doing, but how about you don't like explicitly let them know what you're doing?
Just hey, this is what you're doing. This is what I want you to do."
Yeah.
Like the example I saw, I think it might have been like Wall Street Journal or something, but it was like essentially Adam Silver told teams to stop or to go back to passively tanking. And then
tanking.
They gave the example of using rotations with really, really bad players versus assertively tanking. And then their example was Meta World Peace taking 1 million 3-pointers.
That's actually like a pretty apt description.
Right? I was like, okay, I see what they're saying.
Like, somebody that was like 30 years old wrote that memo and was just like,
right.
Fuck Meta World Peace for 1 second.
And that was word for word what they said on Meta. 1 million 3-pointers per game.
Well, okay, so maybe the sound won't play on this, but I feel like this is something that is worth showing to everyone. Well, actually, let's keep talking because there's an ad that needs to play. So, to preface this, last night, North Carolina and Miami had what might have been the best game.
It was nutty.
Of the year. And, like, please, everyone, enjoy us commentating the last 8 seconds of this game. So it is currently 85-88. Miami is up 3. North Carolina brings it down the court. 3-pointer is up, downs it. 88-88, tie ball game. Miami gets the ball inbound. 3 seconds left on the clock. Miami puts the shot up, and it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. And holy crap.
Paul George, all game.
Yeah, like, what a shot.
Beautiful.
That's what you like to see, man. You like to see the blue bloods go down.
Oh God, did we lose Colin?
We might have lost Colin. He froze on my screen too.
That's college basketball, though, man. That is just art in motion, as they say.
It is. It is. It's beauty. Like every team, for the most part, has a shot. And that's what's good. Like, I mean, look at South Carolina. We beat Auburn. We beat Kentucky. Like, you know, even when we're garbage, we still got a shot.
Hey, we still got a shot to make the tourney.
We just got to win the SEC playoffs.
We just got to win the SEC tournament, yeah.
Let's go. No biggie. We already beat, like, the top 2 teams. We got to beat Florida, but.
We beat Florida. We beat them in Florida.
Oh, did we now?
Yeah, but we lost by, like, 20 at home.
Do we still need to beat – I don't think we beat Tennessee. I think we still need to beat Tennessee.
We lost twice to them by, like, 7 and 3 points. Like, both were really close games.
Dude, we're the dark horse, man. We're right where we want to be.
We are. We can –
in the SEC tourney.
And we have another matchup with Auburn, I think, is our next game. So we'll see.
That's not at home. That's not at home, though. That's away.
Right. We'll see how that one turns out.
They're going to be looking for blood, dude. They were, what, top 10 when that went down?
And I think they just lost again over the weekend. So I think they lost 2 in a row.
I mean, we also took out like one of their best players. So
right. Oh, we might be getting Colin back in.
Oh, there's 2 Collins now.
Oh God, which is the real Colin? Hey.
Back. He is. I'll have to go back and watch what you guys talked about.
We're talking about how it was like a typical college game. I mean, any team's got a shot to beat the Blue Bloods. Even, you know, for the most part, every team has a shot to beat them.
Yeah, it's gonna probably like this tournament is gonna be.
It's gonna be nuts.
Probably the hardest thing to pick. It might be the hardest tournament.
Like there's no undefeated teams left, right? Correct. Everybody's lost. Right. I'm pretty sure everybody's lost for the most part.
Multiple times.
Yeah, like Villanova's lost more than once. Purdue's lost. North Carolina, Duke have all lost more than a few times. Virginia's lost a few times.
I mean, it's pretty.
Is Virginia number 1 overall currently, or
Virginia's number 1 and they're 26-2. Michigan State is number 2 with 28-3. Xavier 3 with 25-4. Villanova 25-4. Duke 24-5. And then there's nobody. The closest thing to an undefeated team is still Virginia with 2 losses.
And like there might be some undefeated like D2 school, but
I don't even think there's that.
And I remember how difficult it was to pick last year's tournament. Like last year, I think the number 1 team had 4 or 5 losses. Like
I might just stick to RPI this year. Just ride out the RPI. See
and the thing about Virginia is they like that defense is nasty, and But if they find a hot team in like the Sweet 16 or the round of 32, it's going to be bad. They're going to lose.
Yeah.
They don't have the offense to really like stay with
like
a Davidson with Steph Curry back in the day, like something like that.
Arkansas. I think Arkansas is a team you're going to need to watch in the tournament just because they are loaded with seniors. And for some reason, my dad has always had this crazy rule that you always pick the team that's like if they're lower than a 9 seed, if they're loaded with seniors, you pick them in the upset. And that Davidson team was Steph Curry and like 6 others and like 6 seniors.
That sounds like a real like Bill Parcells type of strategy.
Oh yeah.
Take the vets. Take the old savvy vets.
Oh yeah. You see my dad being afraid of the new blood.
Virginia Tech's another older, more experienced team that people are pretty high on about potentially making a pretty decent.
Yeah, they just beat Duke at the last second. But whatever.
And just beat Virginia last week.
Right. All right. We're moving on to the NFL. So this week is the real start of the offseason because it's the NFL Combine. You can say the Senior Bowl, but whatever. NFL Combine comes out, Indianapolis, every year. And I like to ask 2 questions. And Layton, you mentioned one before we started recording. I need to know what you guys think. Who has the most to prove at this combine? And Michael, I'll start with you.
Most to prove at the combine? Let's see. I mean, I think when you're talking about most to prove, I feel like it's always going to be the quarterbacks.
And then that kind of leads into my next question, which is like, what do you get out of watching the quarterbacks at the combine?
Because, like, you're going to look at this, and I feel like the answer is pretty self-explanatory. I'm pretty sure it's Baker Mayfield. Because, like, he's the guy that he's been in the spotlight at OU for 4 years now. Like, always this close. Never got it done. So now, why should they pick him when he's shorter than all the other quarterbacks? Can he make all the reads? He's got to prove all that crap to him, even though he's been winning at OU big games for so long. This is his week to show that he's got the measurables that, the stats guys are looking for.
And he was actually on one of the broadcasts during one of the last Oklahoma games with when they were talking about Trey Young, and he was saying, like, what I'm working on right now is my footwork. And I'm sorry, but if you're an NFL GM, that's exactly what you want to hear out of that kid in February.
Especially a scrambler.
Yeah.
Like,
so he's working on his footwork. He's getting slapped with some brooms for 18 hours a day. That's exactly what I want to hear is happening right now.
He is definitely not Andrew Luck, like the prototypical pocket passer coming in the draft.
That feels to me like that's the.
I feel like that
Darnold.
Yeah, like those are
Rosen's more Drew Brees.
Yeah,
I'd say Darnold's more Carson Palmer.
Yeah, even Josh Allen out of Wyoming is still more stereotypical pocket passer.
Yeah, that guy's a pretty interesting specimen because I've seen him at the top of Mel Kiper Jr.'s draft boards.
There's a bunch of people saying him number one.
So that's come out, and then there's a bunch of them that have him going to I see his highest is number 1, his lowest is 15 to the Cardinals. He never quite makes it to the Ravens.
I can see him a Cardinals quarterback. That seems like a Drew Stanton. Seems like a what was the other kid? Locke something.
Drew Lock?
Not Drew Lock. It was another one. It was like Lockey or something like that.
You thinking about Ryan Lindley?
Lindley, yeah, that might be it.
They also had Logan Thomas for a minute before he switched to tight end.
Yeah, now he's catching touchdowns from Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, shout out both Virginia Tech boys.
Right?
Go Hokies.
Little quarterback to quarterback.
Full circle.
Colin, I think to answer your question about who has the most to prove, I think it's two guys. And
thanks for bringing me back.
I brought it back.
I appreciate you.
We're full circle again. And kind of like what Michael was saying, I think there's two guys, and I think they're both quarterbacks. And the reason I say that is because I think in terms of quarterback and what the combine has to prove, so to say, for NFL scouts and GMs is what they do in that interview portion of the combine.
I agree.
You're going to see a lot of quarterbacks, Sam Darnold included, who aren't going to participate in any throwing drills. They're just going to do their pro day. They're going to feel more comfortable in their pro day. And honestly, the majority of these higher class quarterbacks are your pocket throwers. So nobody really cares about the 40, the cone drill, the shuffle drill. So this is going to be the interview portion. And I think that's where Josh Rosen and Baker Mayfield have the most to prove, so that people can kind of get inside their heads a little bit and see where they're at. Because Rosen is obviously a guy who likes to speak his mind. And Mayfield is a guy who obviously has a little bit of a muddled past.
Okay. But can we just be honest here? This is really just what's that coach's name? The Gary oh God. The one they all go to, the quarterback guru. This is really just that guy going and talking to all these GMs saying, yo, man, who you been working with? Who feels good? You can talk to these kids all you want, but these kids can just act. Because Johnny Manziel did something to get drafted in the first round by the Browns.
George Whitfield Jr.
Yeah, that guy. That guy just does everything. He works with everybody. Puts him on the beach, I think. He did it with Cam. Helps his footwork.
Johnny Manziel is still working with him to this day.
Still ain't playing, but R.I.P. Johnny. See, here's what I'm looking for. I need to, and you mentioned a name earlier, was Christian Kirk. I need any wide receiver other than Calvin Ridley to step up and show me, Colin, everything's okay at 16. Because right now, if we draft an offensive guard, like the guy from Georgia, like I'll be okay with it because I know it was probably the right decision. Because Georgia's basically producing Alabama-level NFL players at this point. Like they're competitive in most situations, if not comparable. I just really want us to pick up a flashy wide receiver that's going to come in and fix some problems to go along with something we'll talk about in the next segment.
The thing about this draft, though, is that I think most analysts are projecting there to be potentially 3 first-round receivers. Ridley, Christian Kirk, and Cortland Sutton out of SMU. And then there's that huge group of second to third round projections who are like really good players. So I don't think the Ravens or another wide receiver hungry team needs to reach to grab a receiver in the first.
You think we find a star, someone we really like in like the third or fourth?
Absolutely. If not a star, at least like a solid every game contributor.
You've persuaded me. You've walked me off my ledge.
Definitely.
So then, now that we've gotten that out of the way, who are we taking at 16?
Offensive lineman.
Yeah, it's probably going to be an offensive.
I think it's either going to be a right tackle.
I think it's going to be a left guard. Or just a guard. Guard in general.
We have guards. Yes, Yanda's getting older, but we do have guards. Remember, Alex Lewis is coming back. He was really good 2 years at left guard 2 years ago before he got hurt.
Right.
Nico Saragusa is a guy we drafted in the 3rd round who tore his ACL like week 1 of camp. He's coming back. I think we either go somebody who played left tackle at college, but who probably projects more at right tackle. I'm blanking on the guy I'm thinking of. But he's like the top-ranked tackle. That's probably where we're looking. Or, dude, I could see a little surprise pick, Darius Geis maybe. Something like that.
The juice? The
juice.
The goose?
The geese?
The Gucci. The Gucci?
Gucci Mane, the running back.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I mean, I just feel like we're in need of an offseason. The Ravens need, especially after when the last thing you have as a Ravens fan is that game against the Bengals, like you don't want to think about football at all.
Watch out for the other juice. I could see the Ravens making a trade play for Jarvis Landry. Apparently, we almost had something worked out last year.
I don't think I've seen a lot of things that say give up your hopes on that. I've seen a lot of things that say that we just don't have what they want, I think.
I don't know, because now they could shit a lot of money off their books if by trading him. Where last year his cap hit was really low.
We'll see. That's something that can play out.
Dude, they might be in the market for a Joe Flacco.
Shut up.
What if there's a Joe Flacco Ryan Tannehill swap and Tyrod Taylor comes back home?
So Joe goes to Buffalo.
No. Here's what here's what's really happened. Joe goes to Miami. Ryan Tannehill goes to Buffalo.
A 3-team trade.
Or
quarterback.
Or here we go. I got it. The Ravens send Ladarius Webb to Buffalo. Baltimore gets Ryan Tannehill and Tyrod Taylor. Ryan Tannehill switches back to his natural position at wide receiver and becomes the wide receiver that the Ravens need. Because may I remind you, the man did only play quarterback for 1 year before he got drafted into the NFL. And he was a pretty good wide receiver at Texas A&M. So
I hate to burst that bubble dream of yours, but I don't see a single team in the NFL trading for a 33-year-old safety who plays like 10% of the snaps and is owed like $5 million.
That's right. That's why the Bills would do it. Because he's such a good guy. Not. All right, well, let's move on to the who's getting cut, who's on the chopping block, chop style. Our first victim, one Dez Bryant. Projected at an $8.5 million cap hit for America's used-to-be team, the Dallas Cowboys. Michael, I'll start with you. If the Cowboys shed Dez, where does Dez go?
Dude, Dez could go a lot of places, especially if Jarvis Landry is not actually available. Because as of right now, Denver's keeping. They say they're keeping DT and Sanders. That leaves the wide receiver market at what? Like Crabtree is probably going to be available.
Crabtree's staying.
Crabtree's probably staying. Watkins is probably staying.
So yeah, I mean, then all of a sudden, Dez is the premier wide receiver on the market and pretty much the only decent wide receiver on the market.
I've seen Jordy Nelson.
That's possible, yeah. So it would be those two, right? So then you're like, does Green Bay pick him up to replace Jordy? Does he go to?
I don't think. Oh no, I don't think.
Does he go to? Does he go to a wide receiver needy team? You know, Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City might be looking for a big body to throw to.
That's a strange enough play thing that I would actually believe it.
Because, like, you know, you look at Kansas City wide receivers, none of them are big body guys. They're all fast guys like Tyreek Hill and whatnot.
I've got something for you.
Hit us with it.
The Washington Redskins.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
I think if Dallas cuts him, he is going to want to tear them in the back.
Do some Deshaun Jackson moves, man, within the division.
That has my vote.
I can see it. I like it. It's good.
All right. Next person. Richard Sherman. $11 million cap hit. Layton. Same question.
I think he's gone unless they restructure. He's either going to get his deal restructured or he's gone.
I bet he goes to the Jets.
Dude, I could see that.
I could totally see that. And then we're all like, oh, really? The Jets? And then you think about it and you're like, oh.
Dude, the Jets have a lot of money.
So right. Yeah, somewhere that has a lot of money to throw at you. So that's the Jets. That's the 49ers, maybe. Another interdivision swap.
Dude,
that could be interesting.
He went to Stanford.
The 49ers defense would be crazy.
He went to Stanford. Never forget.
And like Seattle, that shift of power in the NFC West is changing. Seattle's
it's big. Seattle's on the bottom.
The Rams are
right now. Like,
if anything, San Francisco's in second.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Rams, I think until Jimmy G like plays real games, like not that the ones he played weren't real, but like you know what I mean.
Say who do I feel better about? You're right. Like Rams are one.
And then until Jimmy G proves himself with that team, I think they're two.
Yeah, and then Cardinals, and then Seahawks.
I might even put Seahawks before Cardinals as of right now because I mean, who even
they don't have a quarterback?
Who's the Cardinals starting quarterback after Carlton Palmer left?
They don't have Stanton. He's a free agent, I think.
Yeah. So, like, well, I guess you look at it this way then. Which quarterback are the Cardinals going to get? Case Keenum, maybe trade for Nick Foles, Teddy Bridgewater, Tyrod. Do any of those quarterbacks put them at third over the Seahawks?
I think if they get Nick Foles, it does.
You're really high on Nick Foles.
You are really high on Nick Foles.
That's fine.
Wait, speaking of,
just won the Super Bowl.
I just remembered what we're supposed to do this week. We're supposed to continue our first round redraft of the 2012 draft.
It's 11:00. Down boy.
Layton's sitting there like he just looked. He saw his notebook. He's like, oh, I worked all week on the shitter for this.
I have a draft to work out.
Okay, so Adrian Peterson. $2.88 million, but David Johnson coming back. Is he out, and where does he land? Colin, what do you think? Colin, I believe that he should go to the Baltimore Ravens. Not just as a Ravens fan, but as we work the offensive line, and he actually can be worked into the offense.
Well, I hope they're only paying him like $200,000.
That's what I'm saying. Get him for like $900K. Steal.
I mean, all right, so I'm going to counter you, right? Ravens pick at 16.
Yeah.
Sony Michel. Nick Chubb. Let's see, who else? Did Johnson actually come out of Auburn, or is he still playing?
Which one?
I'm pretty sure he's come out.
Him? You know, you have those three guys that are definitely within Baltimore's range, even in like the second round, third round.
Darius Guice.
Yeah, from LSU. You got the
Sony Michel would go great with
Jesus,
with Alex
if I had
Collins.
a nickel for every time I saw Bradley Chubb going to the fucking Colts,
Bo Scarborough.
I'd be a billionaire.
Yeah, I'm good on Alabama running
Bo
backs.
Scarborough and Alex Collins are like that's the new.
I'm good on Alabama running backs. I don't want to take that gamble.
That dude's huge though, dude.
Yeah, but so is Eddie Lacy.
Okay, so CBS Sports right now has us getting Calvin Ridley with Cortland Sutton being taken ahead of him.
Wow. They must be expecting a big combine out of him, like a 4.3.
I think Connor Williams is the tackle you were thinking of earlier, Layton.
What school is he from?
Texas.
Yes, that is. Because he's a 3-year starter, and like last year was a bit of a down year, but for his terms at least.
Yeah. Dang, this has the 49ers getting Geis at 21, and then they have them mocking up a trade with the Bills where they get James Washington at 22, the wide receiver out of Oklahoma State. He's another one that they're thinking could be a first-round talent.
After the combine, there's going to end up being like another 2 or 3 receivers that jump up into the first round just because of their shuffle and 3-cone shuffle and 40-yard dash.
Yo, I'm kind of down to get DeRon Payne, to be honest.
Dude, the big man with the golden hands.
You do a DT that can do both.
Dude, Walter Football has you guys taking Orlando Brown, tackle out of Oklahoma.
I saw that too. He's also the son of former Baltimore Ravens offensive tackle Orlando Brown.
Yeah,
you can't tell.
Also Orlando Brown.
Who unfortunately died of a heart attack, I believe, or cardiac arrest at like 40. Like it was just a couple of years ago.
And shout out to movie director and film critic and nerd Kevin Smith, who had a heart attack on Sunday. And he was filming 2 shows for a comedy show. And when you do a comedy show, you do back-to-back shows. And he was feeling nauseous and started throwing up in between the shows. And they ended up calling the hospitals, getting him in an ambulance. And turns out he had a clogged widowmaker artery, which is like the one that shouldn't be clogged. Hence it being called the widowmaker.
That is a terrifying name.
Yeah, it is.
That makes me like uncomfortable. Oh man,
dude.
Yeah.
You know what else makes me uncomfortable? Somebody else who's going to be on this chopping block, and it's a cornerback named Aqib Talib. Hide your chains, hide your wife, boys, because Aqib Talib most likely is going to be a free agent this coming.
I just had the idea. Does he not go to the Jets with Richard Sherman in our fake world?
Dude, and let's bring Darrelle Revis out of or no, he's not retired. He was on the Chiefs.
He was on the Chiefs. He's a free agent, probably.
Let's bring Darrelle Revis back.
And Matt Forte retired today. We cannot forget that.
That's official.
Everybody give Matt Forte 2 seconds.
That dude's probably one of the best all-purpose backs.
Hey, was Frank Gore cut today, or was that just like a rumor?
I didn't see that.
I guess that other guy was just chopping block.
Oh God, what is that noise?
Well, I don't know what just happened.
It was like hard.
Might have been.
There was hard static for a second, but no, I didn't see. Jonathan Stewart got cut.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, ESPN made an article, Colts moving on from running back Gore after 3 seasons. Yeah, it says Colts won't re-sign Gore.
Danny Woodhead is probably a guy who's probably going to get the chop. So,
quick shout out to Ravens management. I always like to show love to Ravens management because I feel like they're top 5 in the league in terms of how professional they are. Parnell McPhee got cut by the Bears. And I remember being a little salty when we didn't sign Parnell McPhee. And they signed to a 5-year, $35 million contract, and they cut him in the 3rd year.
Okay, but that's because of injuries.
Still, though.
That's because of injuries. Though.
Still, though.
He played well for Chicago. He played
Still. Good looks, Baltimore.
Dude, okay, so here's a number for you guys. With the Jets cutting Forte and Muhammad Wilkerson, they went from $77 million in cap to $91.7 million in cap.
So they should sign Drew Brees.
They could sign anybody, dude.
Wait, what? Just by Matt Forte?
And Mo Wilkerson.
I think it was
okay. I was gonna say, Jesus Christ, how much were they paying Matt Forte?
Matt Forte was like $5 million a year or something like that. And then Mo was like 15 or something.
Yeah, he was just signed to a massive contract like 2 years ago.
He got lazy, man. He didn't want to play anymore.
Because they cut everybody and traded everybody.
Yeah, right. He pulled an Albert Hainsworth, just a little more glorified.
All right, well, next on my list, Jordy Nelson. I think Jordy Nelson is a name, if he gets out there, that is going to be very wanted because he's amazing.
Let's be real here. Every team sees these Patriots, Green Bay Packers with their white boy receivers, and they all want one. And now the premier white boy receiver might be available.
If not the premier white boy receiver.
Yeah, like Julian Edelman is up there, but
Jordy, he's getting older, man.
Right, but I feel like he was the offense in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Right. So he's going to go somewhere that isn't going to ask him to do that. So maybe a team like the Chargers.
I don't know. I think it's been like a couple of years since he was even the best receiver in Green Bay.
That's because of injury.
Devontae Adams has been.
But when he's in, he had the highest ratio of touchdowns to snaps in the NFL with Martavis Bryant.
Yeah.
Dude, I like what you said, Colin. I can see it. Phillip Rivers going off.
I know, right?
Rivers. Dude, it's going to
And then Jordy keeps dropping it in the fourth.
Keenan Allen, Jordy, and if Mike Williams ever gets healthy, that could be pretty interesting.
That would be a nasty offense, man. Melvin Gordon's still back there.
To the Los Angeles Chargers, my email address is MOCO29. I'll take your call.
I will facilitate the trade deal.
You should probably just give them your Venmo.
You just charge him one white boy wide receiver.
I'll take 10% of his $18 million contract.
Yes, hi, I'm Jordy's new agent, and on a podcast, I once said he should sign with you guys. So
and he did. So basically, I started it.
Show credit where credit is due, you know?
Just don't be assholes. You have a chance to be cool here, or you can just be dicks. Are you going to be dicks, or are you going to be cool? All right. Last one. Is John Gruden going to keep Marshawn Lynch?
I haven't seen anything saying otherwise. I mean, shoot, he's even going to keep Crabtree.
Right, but keeping Crabtree is more money than keeping Marshawn.
But I mean, who else are they going to have without Marshawn? They're going to if they get rid of Marshawn, they're going to have to draft a running back.
Oh man, imagine if they went and got Sony Michel and Nick Chubb.
Dude, just keep the duo together. Oh my God.
And you just hear John Gruden be like, I love these kids. They run hard. I love these guys.
I could definitely see John Gruden cutting Marshawn because he doesn't fit in with the.
He's not a Gruden grinder.
Yeah,
he's not a grinder.
Like Gruden's gonna say something in practice, and then Marshawn's gonna be like, "Nah, cuz I'm good. Like I'm a vet. I've been doing this forever. I'm good, cuz."
Cuz you ain't gonna tell me how to run, bro.
Then he's gonna go off for some other team that he joins.
The Baltimore Ravens.
Stop. We have Alex Collins. Keep him. He's cheap. He's nothing. We paid him like 2 Bitcoins last year. Like he's nothing.
Who took Bitcoins? He outsmarted us. Soon he's gonna be worth way more.
Oh, not in that toxic market.
Yeah. Well, guys, is there anything else in this wide world of sports that came across your eyes that you'd like to discuss with the world, aka the internet?
Nothing too crazy this week. We'll have combine stuff next week.
I've got something for you guys. This is a hot take. Johnny Manziel will get an NFL camp invite after the spring league.
From who?
Somebody.
He
will be on.
Could have been hotter if you'd have told us who it was.
Money's on the Bills.
It needs to be a younger, more open-minded coach.
Like the Rams.
Who's Jared Goff's backup?
Well, it was Case Keenum.
Yeah, that's true. It was Case Keenum.
When Johnny just gets to go to LA, make his own Facebook show, like a live version of it's the NFL version of Blue Mountain State, where he's Alex Moran and he's the backup quarterback of the Los Angeles Rams, and it's great. I can see it. Call me, Los Angeles Rams, PR department. Again, my Venmo is at @the_C Morris, and that's also my Twitter handle if you want to follow me.
How about this? New York Football Giants. They pass on a quarterback in the first round.
I heard today that their GM is fielding offers, which reminds me that this is just going to be a terrible quarterback draft if they do, because it just repeats Andrew Luck and RG3.
That quarterback draft was great. We had Kirk Cousins and Russell Wilson.
I know, but that's
and your boy Nick Foles.
I know,
That's
but
true.
at the top, we're gonna find some guy. This is gonna be just like that. We're gonna find guys in the 3rd and the 4th round.
Besides Baker, I don't like any of the prospects that are going to go top 10.
Like Josh Rosen, I feel like is gonna get hit and snap like a little twig. That's how I feel when I see him play. Like I feel like he's out there playing UCLA football, and they protect him a bunch so he can sling it like he's a Big 12 quarterback. Just like who was that guy that came out that went to the Jets that was on Baylor?
Oh, not Brett Hundley. Brett Hundley?
No,
Brett
Hundley
Bryce
went to
Petty.
UCLA.
Bryce Petty.
Bryce Petty. Bryce Petty was slinging it, like really slinging it out there. It wasn't Case Keenum slinging it, but he was slinging it. Case Keenum, obviously, the most yards in the history of in NCAA football.
Hey, can I screen share? Because I want to show you guys something.
Send me the link.
Send the link to Colin.
Yeah,
he controls it.
Comments to send me the comment, like post it in the chat. All right.
Posted.
All right.
You guys have to see this website.
So it seems
I'm pulling it up right now.
that we have.
Dude, I could have made this on my phone in the bathroom.
So this is welcome to draftjoshallen.com.
There's a monkey rotating the visitor.
Is it going to tell me what visitor number I am?
This
No,
is great, dude.
You have to
Learn about
see.
Steve
Learn about why.
Seagal's Bitcoin.
Dude, Josh
Looks
Allen
good in
is
shorts.
tall.
The stats are for losers.
No, click the links. Click the links.
The LaGuardia Airport review. It's okay.
Oh, dude. Same height as Cam Newton, and then there's just a bunch of
Rocket
pictures
arm.
of him being tall.
Elite NFL size hands. Normal hands.
Wait, is he throwing potatoes?
Yeah, because they won the Idaho Potato Bowl. That's why he's the born winner for winning 7 games in the Idaho Potato Bowl.
Stats are for losers. He's a born winner.
This website is courtesy of my favorite podcast, besides ours, of course.
Of course.
This is courtesy of Barstool Sports' own Pardon My Take.
God
That's
bless
funny.
them.
Those
God
boys
bless them.
made this beautiful 1999 Circa website. You got to admit, everything in there is all facts. He is tall.
He did, in that picture, have a rocket arm.
I just wouldn't click the link about Steven Seagal's Bitcoin because I feel like it's a virus.
Yeah. Well, guys, I think that'll do it for the 14th installment of Consistently Inconsistent Sports. We'll be back next week to recap the Combine, get a prep of championship weekend for the NCAA, getting prepped for the tournament and the conference tournaments that'll happen. If any crazy NFL stuff happens, because this is the week before everything goes to all crazy hell. So,
Yeah.
Michael, Layton, it's always a pleasure, guys. I really enjoy your company.
Absolutely.
Always.
I love sports, and I love talking sports with the fellas.
We like sports, and we don't care who knows. Tennis, football, hockey, golf.
Shout out to Andy Samberg for that one.
Shout out to Andy Samberg. I want to make like our opening theme song like a combination of Colin Cowherd's and then we like sports and we don't care who knows. And then I come in. I feel like that'd be fun.
Once we get some editing going, this train is just
my editing class starts March 13th.
There we go.
Cool. All right, guys, that'll do it. Layton at Layton Markwood, Michael at Chunky Taco, and me, Colin at the _C Morris. That's what it is.
There you go.
That'll do it. We're signing off. Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Go Cox.
Go Cox.
Go Cox.
They beat LSU in overtime.
We did beat LSU. We did beat LSU today.
And they're gone.